Good evening, everyone. Hopefully, you're having a wonderful day so far. I got a good one for you today. This is the part 2 of our favorite federal minister, Krista Freeland, promoting her national school food program in Manitoba. This is the question and answer period. So, first quick plug. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. And with no further ado, let's get into it.
For your time this morning. We saw 4 cabinet ministers announce they will not be seeking re-election. What does this convey to Canadians as the party continues to face some lagging polls?
Okay, very serious and important question. Every single one of my colleagues who's made the very difficult and serious decision not to run again is a person I really respect and is a person I have worked with very closely. So it's a personal loss for me. These are really hardworking, dedicated, elected people who have given so much to work hard to serve their constituents and serve their Canadians. So, you know, Philomena, Carla, Marie-Claude, Dan, I just want to say, I'm sad. I'm going to miss you. Thank you so much for all your hard work and dedication. It's a really personal choice to put your hand up to work hard to serve Canadians. And I respect the decision of every single person who chooses to do that. And I respect the decision of every single person who makes the decision to retire and step back from public life. But each of those ministers has my very deep gratitude. One of them is here and talked to us about how meaningful it is for him to be here at this school. He went to grade 1 and maybe the school where he learned how to read. I don't know if Dan wants to add anything.
Sure.
Because they're being told by their constituents that we like you, you do good work for us, but we don't like Justin Trudeau. We can't vote for Justin Trudeau. I'm sorry. I'm going to vote Conservative. That's the reason why they're stepping down. And that's the reason why those 4 MPs, even though they're backbenchers, they put in that, yeah, they're going to be stepping away. And that's why we're also seeing other MPs in the Liberal caucus stand up and demand that Trudeau step aside and let a new Liberal leader.
No. Your question is, what does it mean? I'll tell you what it means for me. It means that in 2025, it'll be 30 years since I've represented St. Boniface St. Vital. It's been a fantastic time. It means that next year I turn 65, and I think that's a pretty good opportunity to actually do something, start another chapter in your life and do something else. It does not mean that I've lost confidence in our party or the Prime Minister. In fact, I'm very confident that the polls are going to tighten up as time goes on, and I think it would be foolish to vote against the Liberal Party.
Well, of course he has to say that. But, I mean, this guy is 65, so he is at that age where he is at retirement age, has a public service job, and really, if you work over 65 when you got a public service job for 30 years, you got that massive pension, you got your CPP already, you'd be nuts to work another day in your life. I mean, if you got kids and grandkids, might as well just hang back, sit on your rocking chair or something, and then hang out with your grandkids. Leave it for the next generation. So that makes sense, because he's old.
If If I may ask a quick follow-up, CTV News is reporting a group of MPs will formally ask the Prime Minister to step down at next week's caucus meeting. In your view, Deputy Prime Minister, how serious is this threat to the Prime Minister's leadership? Have you had any conversations with these concerned MPs?
Thanks for the question. And let me just start by saying the Prime Minister has my full support as leader of our government, as leader of our party. The Prime Minister has been very clear that he intends to lead us into the next election, and he has my full support in doing that. I have a lot of respect for every single member of our caucus, and you have 5 of us here today. And am I right? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And you know, we spend a lot of time together. We spend a lot of time talking with each other. Canada's a parliamentary democracy, and that means that our government is formed based on our caucus. We are a government because we have the plurality of hard-working individual people who worked hard to get elected by their constituents, by their communities, and who represent them every single day. So in a very real way, our caucus is our government, and I take that very seriously, and I take the perspective and the ideas and the work and the contribution of each caucus member extremely seriously. Obviously, in our caucus, as in any caucus, there is going to be a wide range of views.
Yeah, but usually a wide range of views doesn't include, hey, Trudeau, step down or we're leaving. Right? Like, that's not usually what happens when your party members are happy and everything is going well.
Absolutely confident that the vast majority of members of our caucus support the Prime Minister.
Also, I can't believe she's not livid with Justin Trudeau after sort of impromptu replacing her with Mark Carney by making him like the liberal, what would it be? With working in the Liberal Party as like a finance guy to consult with the government about finances when she's the finance minister and she should be doing that all herself. So the fact that she's still backing Trudeau is strange to me, but a lot of things are strange to me. I'm just a guy who reads the news off the internet, so what do I know?
News, Winnipeg. If there's no leadership change to the federal Liberal Party, what policies is the party considering? Because sticking to the current plan doesn't seem to be resonating with Canadians.
Thank you for the question. And I'm going to say 2 things. First of all, these are challenging times for Canada and for Canadians. We are just at the end of a really
Who made it hard times?
traumatic experience. COVID and the COVID recession and everything that followed. We had COVID hit, we had a recession, 17% of GDP shrank. Then we had lockdowns, that was really hard. Then we reopened the economy and we had a shortage of everything. And then we had inflation. And then we had high interest rates. That was really, really hard, and it's still hard. And that's why I started by talking about inflation and interest rates, because we are now at the point in that cycle where we're starting to get relief. Inflation now has been within the Bank of Canada's target range for 9 months, and it was 1.6% in September. We learned that this week. That is a crucial fact for every single Canadian. And interest rates have been coming down. They've come down now 3 times. So there is real relief already, and more relief coming, and that is important for Canadians. Second thing.
Yes, but even though when inflation comes down and interest rates come down with them, because we still have a carbon tax and that keeps going up and up and up every year, we don't see grocery prices reducing because the carbon tax increases the price on all the fuel and everything that needs fuel, and the people, the truckers, pretty much everybody is going to tack that onto their bill, which they do, and so that's going to go to the grocers, and the grocers are going to tack that on to the food price. But I don't know if the government just doesn't understand this or if they're just willfully ignorant to it.
I would say is, for me, for our government, we govern starting by listening to Canadians and being guided by our values. And if you want to know what is our government's plan, what does our government believe we need to do for Canada and Canadians, there is no better, single image, single picture than our announcement today. For me, I think for all of us, today is really at the heart of what we believe we need to do, which is to invest in Canadians, to support Canadians, to invest first and foremost in our most precious Canadians, the youngest Canadians, and to do that with an understanding that investing in Canadians is also an investment in our economy for today and in our economic future. In that, in that little lunch with some bannock, some jam, a banana, and a little carton of milk given to a 6-year-old for free at school, for me, that is at the heart of the work that we are doing and that we need to continue to do.
And a question.
So you're telling me we're pumping all of this money into a national food school program, and right now all we're getting back is some bread, some bananas, milk, and some jam. So pretty much a snack. And no protein in that snack, just like refined carbohydrates and sugar. I don't want to be that guy who says like, oh, I told you so, but a few videos down, I said what this national food program is going to be is just gross, like refined food that the government would just throw at our kids and then pump us full. And yep, that's what it is. It's carbohydrates and sugar. Now, if I was a liberal, I would, since this is my first showing of what the national school food program is, I would have like meat-packed sandwiches with veggies, with meat and rotisserie chicken and whatever. Go out with a BAM to at least show people what this could be. So the fact that she's glad that it equates to some snacks is terrible. Just, this is as good as it's going to get.
Okay, I just want to add one thing. It's Bartley, right? So I get asked versions of that question a lot. I get asked them at press conferences, and I get asked in private meetings with people. Meetings with people who love $10 a day daycare. Meetings with people who love our national school food program. Meetings with people who love the CBC. Meetings with people who believe we need climate action, okay? And people say to me, what can we do? What can we do? How can we future-proof these programs? And you know what? The reality is you can't future-proof something with some kind of fancy political footwork, some kind of fancy legislation. The way Canadians get the programs that they like and believe in to continue to be in place is to vote for the people who believe in those programs. We have a democracy. There is a very easy way for every single Canadian who believes in school food for their kids and their neighbors' kids and their nieces' kids. And the way you do that is elect governments who believe in that program and will continue to fund it. There is no magic there. And we are a government who believes in it. In fact, we're the government that put it in place in the budget in the spring at a cost of $1 billion over 5 years. That's a lot of money, but we believe in it, we're doing it. And we also know that the Conservatives do not believe in it. In fact, Jenna made a great point. She said the Conservatives actually, it's hard for me to believe they do this, right? That they are so open and overt about their views here. They have dismissed a national school food program as just bureaucracy. Okay? Is it bureaucracy to give a kid a banana? Is what Nancy does, putting together these little snacks for the kids, is that bureaucracy? Is Jeremy baking bannock for this district bureaucracy? No, it isn't. We know that it's not. We believe in it. People who believe we're doing the right thing, they need to not be mourning the future loss of something. They need to be working hard so that we don't lose it.
No, the bureaucracy is giving out snacks to kids while it costs $1 billion to do that. The bureaucracy is the middlemen, the people who stamp all the papers to approve this, the legislators, the who knows how many people, the admin people that are the in-between people in this program that are siphoning the amount of money out of it. Because I can tell you right now that we're going to have to keep an eye on Manitoba to see what they actually get out of this national school food program. Because if it's just snacks, then that is ridiculous. If all they're getting is some bread, some milk, some bananas, and jam, so pure sugar and refined carbohydrates, then we should scrap this thing right away, and we should cut taxes and cut the bloat of the government so families can afford to send their kids with food. And that's why the Conservatives say that this program's full of bureaucracy. So, anyways, that's my view of it. Let me know below what you guys think of the National School Food Program. Is it a good thing in your eyes? Is it a bad thing in your eyes? And with no further ado, that's all I got for you.